nearly 10 good years in the markets, it's only natural to wonder what to expect for investment returns over the next 10 years. Before we discuss the future, let's look at some broad indices and appreciate just how well they fared over the past decade for the US-focused investor. Despite it being a 10-year period that started in the aftermath of the housing crisis and ended during the pandemic, US stocks performed particularly well. US bonds, real estate did pretty good too. But should you expect the same strong returns over the next 10 years? Well, frankly, we at Boulay are not in the business of making predictions out that far. There's just too many uncertainties to account for, like pandemics. But we do pay close attention to the overarching trends in the markets and the economy and how they could impact our clients' portfolios. And we have investment firms like Vanguard that inform us of what they think is important enough to plug into their expected 10-year return model. As you can see here, Vanguard's model is currently expecting lower than average returns for many of the U.S. broad asset classes in the next decade. Essentially a cooling off of this recent strong rally and a reversion back to something closer to these assets' longer run averages. Yet Vanguard themselves will be the first to admit that 10 years ago, their model wasn't predicting anything close to what the U.S. equities returned in this past decade. What we do foresee is that anybody expecting a couple of tech stocks and some broad asset allocation funds to give them the same returns as they got in the past decade, well, they may need to rethink that strategy. To get decent returns in the next decade is likely to require adding some new investment classes while also getting more selective in what you should own. At Boulay, we're looking closely at investments that may have lagged in the past decade, but may be well suited for growth in the next. Investments like energy and commodities. And we're also looking for alternative ways to provide portfolio stability and income given the prospect of rising interest rates in the next few years. And we're always on the lookout for those innovations and developments that will provide investment growth that none of us could have predicted as little as a couple years ago. So if you are interested in learning how Boulay can help you invest to reach your financial goals, please contact us today.